To start with, just kicks him after the ball has gone right in front of.
He's gone down. The referee looked at his linesman and doesn't award a penalty.
From Suarez trying to feed off a player's flesh to Neymar rolling like a bowling ball, David Luiz and Zlatan shifting the ball's position, and Ramos taking Salah out. These are 13 football players caught cheating. First in the video is the moment Suarez showed the world how easy it is to be a goalkeeper. We will see this in a moment. In the meantime, kindly smash that like and share button. Also, please subscribe to the channel if you're new here. All right, moving on. The world remembers Suarez as the man who was able to win a golden boot with Messi and Ronaldo in the same league. But did you know that some years before this season, you would almost mistake Suarez for a goalkeeper because he did what Uruguay's first-choice goalkeeper in the 2010 World Cup couldn't do? Dude saved the day right in his own box. It was the first FIFA World Cup on African soil, and Ghana were up against Uruguay in the quarterfinal. The South Americans were gunning for the first World Cup semi-final match in several decades.
One of those up for it. It's going to get the flick in, and Muslera, cleared on the line, and cleared on the line a second.
On the other hand, their first African opponents were looking for their first semi-final appearance, and Ghana had a couple of goal-bound shots. The keeper had been beaten, and just when the ball was finding its way into the back of the net, Suarez did the unthinkable. He handled the ball with his hand, and he clearly doesn't regret it. This singular act propelled his team into the semi-final. Suarez's action was probably instinctive, but David Luiz and Zlatan Ibrahimovic knew exactly what they were doing when they decided to change the ball's position. Once upon a time, former Brazilian international David Luiz and the best thing to come out of Sweden, Zlatan Ibrahimovic, were teammates at PSG. We don't remember these guys having the best of partnerships. However, for whatever reason they didn't achieve together throughout their time as teammates, they decided to achieve with this free kick. Just take a look at David Luiz erasing the free kick line drawn by the referee. He doesn't stop here. He goes ahead to draw his. I guess he wanted to put Zlatan in a better position to score. But why on earth does he make this United defender look like a fool? You see, a lot of players love cheating, but it doesn't appear that lots of people enjoy cheating as much as David Luiz. Dude was caught smiling just after cheating in a match between Chelsea and United. Chelsea were...
Just to start with, just kicks him after the ball has gone right in front of Massive. He's smiling, David Luiz.
Leading by a goal to nothing, and David Luiz was looking to seal this victory. Well, if it meant cheating, he didn't mind doing so right under an official's nose. This official didn't see him smiling after pretending he was injured, but dude couldn't hide from the camera. Speaking of cheating right under an official's nose, watch Marwin Hitz mess up the penalty shot while communicating with the referee. Dude wasn't scared that the referee would notice him, and how he did this without letting the referee know is a story for another day. By simply stamping on the area around the penalty spot, Hitz was able to keep the ball out of the net on his penalty kick. And if you think he stopped the penalty, you're dead wrong. This player slipped and fell while playing penalty, and he exceeded in hitting the ball wide. Dude could have slipped for a number of reasons, but we want to believe it was all because of what Marwin did to the penalty shot. But how did Hitz even manage to sleep that night after calling an ugly stunt like this? Hitz's action was crazy. As much as we do understand how he was able to get away with something this ugly, we are tempted to conclude Barcelona had this referee on their payroll. You might want to believe that this referee wasn't paid. Well, if he wasn't paid, he surely was a Barca fan who had no conscience, because there's no better reason he could have overlooked this foul. Anelka thought he had beaten Peak and he would be scoring a goal or a penalty, but dude got what he didn't bargain for. Peak handled the ball with his hand and went on to control.
Anelka looking to get in here for Chelsea, but what's the decision with Abidal? It's red.
control without anticipating the sound of the whistle. Anelka is probably still waiting for the referee to blow the whistle, in very much the same way Neymar is waiting for the internet to forget his bowling ball meme. Neymar had his time at the highest level, but he could have done better as an actor. Well, it's not too late. If things are not looking perfect in Saudi Arabia, he might want to switch to Hollywood. Interestingly, he won't need to audition. He already proved himself as a great actor. Neymar might have won lots of free kicks in his career, but not everyone thinks he deserved all those free kicks. You might not agree with this, but this moment where he exaggerates, this push and rolls like a bowling ball is one his haters will never forget. This was acting at its best, and the internet will never forget. In the same way, please don't forget to subscribe to this video if you've not done so. Now, just shortly after Neymar's extreme roll, he became an international sensation. That's not all. Dude is currently the first lesson in Diving 101, and these kids are enjoying every bit of this class. It looks like all shades of fun, and they don't have to bite anyone to have fun, just like Suarez did in the 2014 World Cup. But this Chilean keeper could have caused the upset of the year. It's difficult to believe a professional sportsman would inflict injuries on his skin just to disqualify another team. But for some folks, football is all about winning at all costs. It was the qualifying round for the 1990 World Cup, and Chile needed to beat Brazil before qualifying. Sadly, Brazil had scored, and it didn't look like Chile would get back into the game. When it seemed like it was all over, a fan threw a flare into the pitch. This appeared to hit the keeper, cutting his skin in the process. Well, he was rushed to the hospital and treated. However, the doctors that treated him didn't think his wound came from a flare, and they were right. This is a moment the flare actually landed. It didn't hit the keeper. So what caused the cut? Well, this keeper slipped a sharp object under his glove. Clearly, the Chilean team had it all planned out, but I guess their plan didn't work. Dude got banned from the game for life. However, this next keeper came up with something out of the blue. This is a moment when a keeper brought down a player. He knew the gravity of this action and pretended the player knocked him out. The medics arrived and really had nothing to do, as the keeper was fine. In the end, he had to wake up to the red card. He just couldn't get away with this one. This next player was able to cook a moment out of the Blues, and guess what? He got away with an action that is perhaps the dirtiest in the history of the Champions League. Accidents are never perfect, but the moment Sergio Ramos pulled out Salah's arm was a perfect accident. In 2018, Madrid was looking to win their third consecutive Champions League. On the other hand, Liverpool were looking to pick the first in the Jurgen Klopp era. Salah was in red-hot form, and Madrid knew he was going to be a problem. Ramos probably didn't have a plan, but he was going to stop at nothing to win. So when the opportunity presented itself, he didn't mind pulling out Salah's shoulder. This seemed like an accident, but an accident has never been this perfect. In what seemed like a perfect script, Ramos was able to take Salah out without getting a card, win the Champions League for the third consecutive time, and even win the award for the best defender of the tournament. Sergio was able to cheat in a match of this magnitude without getting caught, but he wasn't the first to get away with something this crazy. Maradona did. In what might be called the most underserving World Cup win of all time, Maradona scored an important goal in a match between England and Argentina in the 1986 World Cup. He was perhaps never learned a thing from Maradona, or so we thought. Dude handled the ball with his hand and went away with it. France had to beat Ireland to qualify for the 2010 World Cup, and Henry put his career on the line when he handled the ball with his hand and provided an assist that landed France in the World Cup. Henry is a great player, but dude was shameless for a moment. But there wasn't much at stake when Rivaldo fell like he had been shot. The Brazilian was supposed to simply take a corner kick in a 2002 World Cup match between Turkey and Brazil. A Turkish player passed the ball to him, and it appeared to hit him in the face. Rivaldo fell like a bullet hit him, and the Turkey player was sent off. The player was sent off, but Rivaldo wasn't spared. Dude was exposed to replays. The ball didn't actually hit his face. FIFA had to drop the hammer on him just like they did to Suarez. In 2014, Suarez already had the reputation as one of the finest strikers on the planet, but dude also had a reputation for loving human flesh. He had bitten a player while he was at Ajax. He did the same to Ivanovic, and he wasn't done biting people. In this match between Italy and Uruguay at the 2014 World Cup, Suarez decided to bite this Italian. Unfortunately, he didn't get away with it like he did in the other matches. He was banned and suspended from all football-related activities. And that's a wrap. So which of these cheating moments do you consider the craziest? Kindly tell us in the comments section below. Also, subscribe to this channel so you don't miss any of our videos. Kindly watch the video on the next slide.